What is going on, guys? Alex here and welcome to another video. Now in today's video I'm going to cover my 2020 Facebook ads testing and launch strategy that's working for me right now. I'm going to cover exactly how to set everything up from A to Z so you can launch a successful campaign. Now if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let's get into today's content. Okay, so before we get into the actual video, what I'm going to do is just cover exactly what we're going to be covering throughout this training session. So firstly, we're going to go over the foundation, so making sure you understand every nook and cranny of the Facebook platform and how to get set up properly before you launch your first campaign. Then I'm going to show you some great examples of proper ads, creatives, ad copy, and landing page that you should have set up before you actually launch your Facebook ad, because you don't want to waste loads of money on like launching Facebook ads if your ad creative is really bad, or your copy is really bad, or your landing page just doesn't convert. You're just going to be chucking money down the drain. So I'm going to show you some great examples of what you should strive for when launching your campaign and how your product page and everything should look before you launch anything. Then I'm going to cover my exact launching and testing strategy, so what ad sets to use, how to split test everything, what sort of interest you should look for. I'm going to cover step by step the entire setup for what I'm using now in 2020 and what's working for me right now. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to analyze the data. So once you've launched your campaign, how to actually analyze your data, what metrics to look for, what ad sets to kill, what ad sets to duplicate, what ad sets to scale. I'm going to cover everything so you know exactly how to launch a Facebook ad from A to Z and then how to analyze the data. Okay, so before we get into the actual testing strategy and all the fun stuff, I'm just going to quickly cover what kind of structure you should have your campaigns in when testing your product. So this is just in the testing phase. You should be using just one campaign. So when you create an ad, you'll have the campaign level here. This is when you select your objectives. So something like conversions, if you're going to optimize for purchase. So you'll have your campaign here and you just need one campaign. Then within your campaign, you have ad sets. Ad sets are where you generally test your different interests. So these where variables are tested against each other, so like interest, demographics, and so forth. So at the ad set level, you're able to decide kind of what interests are working, what aren't, and then you know which ones to scale, which ones to kill. Then within each ad set, you'll have your ads. So you might have 2 ad creatives, depending on how much time you want to put into making multiple creatives. Generally I'll just go with one at first, and then if it starts to work, I introduced more ad creatives down the line. And another thing, when testing a product first, I always manage the budget at the ad set level, so I don't usually test with CBOs. I get better results when I can just test lots of different interest at the ad set level with regards to budget allocation, so you can clearly see which one's working, which ones are not, knowing which ones to kill and which ones to scale. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you an example of a great ad copy, and great product page, because there's really no point in kind of launching your Facebook ad or anything until you get this right. So you need to be able to find a great product and essentially market it really well with a great ad copy, and great product page. So I'm going to show you quickly an example of a store that's doing all of these things really, really well. So if we just check out this ad here, as you can see, it's great quality image. It's really showing how the product adds value and what it actually does, and you can clearly see it warms up the clothes. It's like a coat hanger which actually heats up and dries clothes really, really quickly. So this is what the product does. So as you can see, this ad is going to really engage people who are looking for something like this, or a solution to their problem. And then down here they've got very quick to the point ad copy, which is what you want. You don't want loads and loads of text, especially if you're selling a fairly low ticket item, because essentially customers aren't going to spend ages reading your ad copy. So they're just straight to the point, like never worry about your wet clothes or shoes not drying quickly. So it's just showing what the product does and how it adds value. And then they've got an offer here as well, just saying like free shipping and 50% off. And if we just check out their product page here, they're doing everything right. The only issue is that they don't have any reviews yet. I'm sure they'll add them in as they start to scale, but they've got a great product page, lots of images, diagrams showing how the product works, increasing average order value by giving like quantity discounts based on the amount the customer orders. This is really, really important to get the average order value as high as possible. And then again, they've got like the features and stuff here and everything, just showing exactly how the product works, and then the specifications for any customers that might have like kind of questions in their head about the size and stuff and the shape of the product. And then again, just more and more images on their landing page. So this is essentially these three elements of what you want to strive for before you even think about the Facebook ad side of things. So a great product page, great ad copy, and a great ad creative. You can nail all those three things combined with the testing strategy that I'm going to be teaching you in a minute. You have a really, really high chance at finding a profitable ad set that you can scale and then hopefully build a proper business around. And if you're struggling to find products like this, or you want an inspiration on how to find products like this, I have loads of product research videos on my channel, so go and check them out so you can find great products and then apply the strategies that I'm teaching throughout this video. Okay, so it's really important to understand what your ad set budgets are before you launch your campaign. So as a general rule, what I follow by is if you're selling the product for less than $25, then you want to do around about $5 ad set. So the lower ticket the item, the less you need to spend per ad set in order to gather sufficient data to determine whether or not your product's a winner. So less than $25, $5 ad sets. Less than $40 but greater than $25. So if that's what you're selling it for, then $8 ad sets. And then any product that you're selling for more than $40, then you want $10 or more ad sets. Generally, the higher the product cost, the lower your conversion rate will be. So you're going to have to get more traffic to your store. You're going to have to reach more people, and that means spending a bit more money in order to gather significant data to determine whether or not your campaign or product is a winner. So in this case, for this electric drying clothes rack, it retails for about $50. So we're going to do at least $10 per ad set. Now here's the overall testing strategy. So essentially there's 15 different ad sets here. So this will all be in within one campaign. It will be a purchase conversion campaign. Now I know it looks a bit confusing now, but I'm going to go into my ads manager in a minute and set everything up so you know exactly what to do when you're launching your campaign. So for each ad set, you'll have 1 to 2 different interests. Now I've highlighted and bolded out this part because this is the only variable that we're testing within the campaign. All the other elements of the campaign will remain consistent throughout each ad set. The only thing that we're changing is the interests within each ad set, so we can compare the data of each ad set and determine which ones to kill and which ones we can go and scale and hopefully turn into a winning product. So we're going to have e-packet countries to keep them CPMs low. Then we're going to, for our placements, we're going to have Facebook and Instagram feed and suggested videos or video feed, whatever you want to call it. And then 7-day click or 1-day view. That's the general campaign setup for this product. So 15 different ad sets, all separated by different interests. Now you can do less ad sets if you have a lower budget, but obviously the more different ad sets you test, the higher chance you have statistically of finding a winning ad set and scaling your product. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the complete campaign setup within my ads manager for this product here. Okay, so we're going to be doing a conversions campaign. So that's our objective here. So you select conversions there, and you want to turn campaign budget optimization off. And we just want to label it whatever the product's called. So in this case, coat drying hanger. Let's click continue. We'll come back to our ad set name in a bit once we've determined what interest we're going to select for this particular ad set. And then for conversion event, you want to select purchase. Now, it doesn't matter if you haven't had purchases yet. This is just my YouTube test account. I don't run ads from this, but it doesn't matter if this shows up red. Select purchase anyway. And you can leave all this here. And then you want to select your locations for your targeting. Now, we said earlier, e-packet countries. So what I'll do is just click browse here, and then you should have saved down e-packet countries. You can just go to Google and essentially type in e-packet countries to get this list here. So I'm just going to select that there, and it'll automatically add all those in for me, so I don't have to do it manually. Okay, so now we'd select our age. So for a product like this, because it's like a home, like cleaning sort of product, or on a laundry product, you probably select 21 to 65 because 18-year-olds are probably not going to buy something like that. Then you want all genders, and then here is where our variable is. So this is the only thing that we're going to change for each ad set. That's the only thing we're going to test or split test against. So click edit here. Now you just want to be thinking of keywords relating to your product. So in this case, things like laundry. So you just want to select laundry there, then click suggestions to see what else come up. Something like clothes dry would be a good interest to test for a product like this. So I'm going to use that one for our first interest. And you want to remove this tick here, remove the expand your detailed targeting. You want to keep it within just this interest so we can test strictly against each interest within our campaign. Now you just want to click on more options here as well, and you want to click edit language, and you just want to put English. You don't want to have all languages because Obviously our ad is going to be in English, so you want only English people or English speaking people to be able to see our ad so they understand it. Now, the potential reach is 4.7 million people, so quite a big audience, but it's a decent size. Your audiences are going to be quite big when you've got all the packet countries included, because you've got such a huge customer base there. So that's a decent audience size. So then you just want to go and change your ad set name to clothes dryer, just so you know exactly what this interest is testing, and then you can compare each ad set later down the line once we've launched everything. Then you want your daily budget to be $10, as spoke about earlier. Obviously that depends on the price of your product. And then you want to put the start date to be at midnight. So we'll do it for Tuesday at 00:00. And then you can put the end date to whenever you want, really, just in the future. Not too soon, because obviously you don't want to be forced to kill your ad sets. And then you essentially click continue, and then you'll obviously use your Facebook page with your published post or your video ad, and then launch the campaign. Okay, so once you've done your first ad set, what you'll have is one campaign with one ad set in, with one interest selected. And so now what we want to do is go into the ad set level, and then you want to just click here, and we're going to duplicate it 14 times to produce 15 different ad sets within our original campaign. So just click duplicate here. And we want to keep it on original campaign and just change this number to 14. So it'll add on 14 new ad sets within the campaign, and just click duplicate here. Then the only thing we have to do now is essentially go into each ad set and amend the interest that we're using for our targeting. So remember, that's the variable that we're testing each ad set against. That's all we have to do now. And then we can launch our whole campaign and then analyze the data. So you essentially just go in, work through the ad sets, just click on edit here, and you just click suggestions here and just find other similar interests that you could test against. And then you just want to break each ad set down with different interests. Now, I'm not going to go through each of every 15 different ad sets, so that'll make this video unnecessarily long. So just use the suggestions here and just work through and find interests which are highly relevant to the product that you're selling. Okay, so once you've launched your campaign following the steps I've just outlined, you now need to be able to analyze the data. So firstly, one of the most important things is to have a strong mindset, because it's completely normal to lose money, especially at the testing phase, because you've got to test a bunch of different ad sets. You don't actually know for definite whether the product's going to work, whether it's going to be a winner. So you've got to be willing or prepared to lose a bit of money in the testing phase, so you can kind of filter down what works and what doesn't. So just bear that in mind. Don't expect to be instantly profitable or just make loads of money straight away. You will probably lose money in the testing phase. So here's the overall strategy. So after 24 hours, you want to kill ad sets with a cost per view content of greater than $1. So you want to make sure you leave your ad sets for at least 24 hours. So you reach enough people to really determine whether or not it's successful or not. So any ad sets that have a greater than $1 cost per view content you want to kill, because if it's costing you on average more than $1 to get a customer to your store, you're just not going to get the conversions necessary to be profitable. You need that traffic volume there, so you need to make sure this number's below $1. And then you want to leave all other ad sets to run until their break-even point. So if they're getting a below $1 cost per view content, then leave them running until their break-even point. And so if no sales after their break-even point, so the break-even point is the point where your ROAS will become unprofitable. So once you exceed that level, then you want to kill the ad sets if it's got no sales. Then you want to leave ad sets with sales, and then ad sets that achieve 3+ sales consistently with a ROAS of greater than 2.5. These are generally a sign of a winning ad set, and you want to duplicate these multiple times to really scale things up. And then you can look at increasing budget on profitable ad sets as well to scale up your winning ad sets. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Now, what I might do in some future videos is do a full Shopify challenge, applying some of the strategies that I've taught throughout this video so you can see them in direct action. So what I'll do is create an in-depth product research video on how to find the perfect product. So I'll just find one product and then build a one product store live, so you can see exactly how to optimize everything so you have the highest possible chance of finding a winner with this product. And I'll use the strategies that I've taught in this video and some other strategies to essentially scale the store to $1,000 at least and do it profitably. And I'll screen record and document the entire thing. So just let me know down in the comments if you want to see something like that in some of my future videos. I know the Shopify challenge sort of videos do really well. Obviously you guys like to see everything applied that I teach on this channel. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, remember to subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. And remember, comment below if you want to see a Shopify challenge like this come to my channel soon. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.